Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a story that is bold, controversial, and unforgettable. Today we invite you to explore the extraordinary journey of a man who changed the world of business, media, and politics, Donald Trump. Donald Trump, a complete historical journey. Early life and family background. Donald Trump was born on June 14, 1946, in New York City, specifically in the borough of Queens. He was the fourth of 5 children in the Trump family. His father, Fred Trump, was a successful real estate developer who specialized in building and managing middle-income housing in New York. His mother, Mary Ann McLeod Trump, was a Scottish immigrant who brought strong discipline and traditional values into the household. Growing up, Donald lived in a wealthy but strict environment. His father was known for his demanding personality and business mindset, which heavily influenced young Donald. At the age of 13, due to behavioral issues and high energy, Trump was sent to the New York Military Academy. This decision played a major role in shaping his discipline, leadership skills, and competitive nature. Education and early ambitions. After graduating from Military Academy, Trump attended Fordham University for 2 years before transferring to the prestigious University of Pennsylvania, specifically the Wharton School of Finance. He graduated in 1968 with a degree in economics. During his college years, Trump was already deeply interested in real estate and often worked with his father's company. Entry into business. Trump officially joined his father's company, then known as the Trump Organization, in the late 1960s. His father focused mainly on Brooklyn and Queens, but Donald had bigger ambitions. He wanted to conquer Manhattan. Key early move. Trump moved into Manhattan real estate in the 1970s, which was considered risky at the time due to economic decline. His first major success came with the redevelopment of the Commodore Hotel, which he transformed into the Grand Hyatt Hotel in partnership with the Hyatt Corporation. Rise as a real estate tycoon. Throughout the 1980s, Trump became one of the most famous real estate developers in America. Major projects. Trump Tower, a luxury skyscraper that became his signature property. Trump Plaza, Atlantic City casinos like Trump Taj Mahal, Trump Castle. Trump's brand became synonymous with luxury, gold interiors, and bold design. Financial troubles and comeback. Despite his success, Trump faced serious financial crises in the early 1990s. His casino businesses and overexpansion led to billions of dollars in debt. Several of his companies filed for bankruptcy protection. However, Trump managed to recover by restructuring debts, selling assets, leveraging his personal brand. This period showed his resilience and ability to survive financial collapse. Media career and public image. Trump became a household name largely due to television. The Apprentice. He hosted the hit reality TV show The Apprentice starting in 2004. His famous line, "You're fired." This show transformed him into a global celebrity and strengthened his image as a powerful businessman. Entry into politics. Trump had flirted with politics for decades, but his serious political journey began in 2015. He announced his candidacy for president under the Republican Party. Campaign themes: immigration control, America First policy, trade reform, economic nationalism. His campaign was unconventional, often controversial, and heavily media-driven. 2016 presidential election. Trump ran against Hillary Clinton in the 2016 election. Despite many predictions against him, Trump won the election through the Electoral College. This victory shocked the world and marked a major shift in American politics. Presidency, 2017 to 2021. Trump became the 45th President of the United States. Key policies: Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, immigration restrictions, travel bans, border wall efforts, trade war with China, withdrawal from international agreements like the Paris Agreement. Foreign relations. Trump had unique relationships with global leaders: Vladimir Putin, Kim Jong-un, Narendra Modi. He emphasized direct diplomacy and personal meetings. Controversies and impeachments. Trump's presidency was highly controversial. He was impeached twice: Ukraine-related allegations, role in the January 6 Capitol attack. He was acquitted both times by the Senate. 2020 election and aftermath. Trump ran for re-election in 2020, but lost to Joe Biden. He claimed election fraud, which led to political tension and protests. post-presidency and continued influence. Even after leaving office, Trump remained a powerful figure in American politics. He continued to hold rallies, influence the Republican Party, remain active in media and legal battles. Personality and leadership style. Trump is known for strong confidence, direct communication, business-first mindset, controversial statements. His leadership style is often described as unconventional and disruptive. Legacy. Trump's legacy is deeply divided. Supporters say he strengthened the economy, put America first, challenged political elites. Critics say he increased political division, undermined democratic norms, created global tensions. Expansion of the Trump brand. By the late 1990s and early 2000s, Donald Trump had transformed himself from just a real estate developer into a global brand. Brand strategy. Instead of only building properties, Trump began licensing his name. This meant hotels owned by others used the Trump name. Products like ties, suits, and even steaks carried his branding. This approach helped him expand worldwide without always investing his own capital. Global properties. Trump-branded developments appeared in Dubai, Istanbul, and Mumbai. His name became associated with luxury, ambition, and boldness. Business philosophy and style. Trump's approach to business was unique and often controversial. Core principles. Think big. He always aimed for large, high-visibility projects. Leverage debt. Trump often used borrowed money to finance deals. Media power. He understood that publicity, even negative, kept him relevant. He famously wrote about his philosophy in the book The Art of the Deal, which became a bestseller and shaped public perception of him as a master negotiator. Public controversies before presidency. Long before entering politics, Trump was no stranger to controversy. Examples: legal battles over business practices, criticism regarding treatment of contractors, public disputes with celebrities and journalists. His outspoken nature made him a constant figure in tabloids and television. The turning point, political rise, 2015 to 2016. In June 2015, Trump officially announced his presidential campaign at Trump Tower. Why his campaign was different. He used simple, direct language. He relied heavily on mass rallies and media coverage. He positioned himself as an outsider fighting the system. Key slogan, "Make America Great Again." This slogan became one of the most recognizable political messages in modern history. Republican primaries battle. Trump faced strong competition from established politicians, including Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio. Despite initial skepticism, Trump dominated the primaries through media attention and strong voter connection. Anti-establishment messaging. He secured the Republican nomination in 2016. General election strategy. Against Hillary Clinton, Trump focused on key issues: job losses in industrial regions, immigration control, trade agreements. He targeted swing states and working-class voters, especially in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. Unexpected victory, 2016. On November 8, 2016, Trump won the presidency through the Electoral College. Why he won: strong support from rural and working-class voters, distrust of traditional politicians, effective media strategy. His victory marked a major shift in U.S. politics. Early presidency, 2017. Trump was inaugurated on January 20, 2017 in Washington, D.C. Immediate actions. Signed executive orders on immigration, began efforts to repeal healthcare laws, focused on economic reforms. Economic policies. Trump emphasized economic growth. Major achievements: Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, 2017. Reduction in corporate taxes. Stock market growth during early presidency. Supporters credit him with boosting business confidence. Immigration and border policies. One of Trump's most controversial areas was immigration. Key actions: travel restrictions on certain countries, attempt to build a border wall, stricter immigration enforcement. These policies sparked global debate and protests. Foreign policy approach. Trump followed an America First strategy. China relations. Trade war with China. Tariffs on imports. North Korea. Historic meetings with Kim Jong-un. India relations. Strengthened ties with Narendra Modi. Large public events like Howdy Modi. Media relationship. Trump had a tense relationship with the media. He often criticized major outlets and used Twitter as his primary communication tool. His tweets frequently made global headlines. First impeachment 2019. Trump was impeached by the House of Representatives over allegations involving Ukraine. However, he was acquitted by the Senate. COVID-19 pandemic 2020. The global crisis of COVID-19 became a defining moment. Challenges: economic shutdown, healthcare pressure, public criticism of response. This significantly impacted his presidency and re-election campaign. 2020 election battle. Trump ran against Joe Biden. Key issues: pandemic handling, economic recovery, national unity. Biden won the election, ending Trump's first term. January 6th and second impeachment. After the election, tensions rose dramatically. Key event: January 6th, Capitol attack. Trump was impeached again, but acquitted. Life after presidency. After leaving office in 2021, Trump remained politically active. Activities: hosting rallies, supporting candidates, and maintaining influence in the Republican Party. Legal challenges and investigations. Trump faced multiple legal issues after his presidency, including business investigations and election-related cases. These continue to shape his public image. Personality and public perception. Trump is widely seen as charismatic but controversial, bold and unpredictable, highly influential. He has a strong base of loyal supporters. Cultural impact. Trump changed political communication style, use of social media in politics, public engagement with leadership. He remains one of the most talked about figures globally. Leadership, psychology, and mindset. To understand Donald Trump, it's important to analyze his psychological approach to leadership. Key traits: high confidence. Trump consistently projects certainty, even in uncertain situations. Risk-taking. From Manhattan real estate to presidential politics, he embraces high-risk decisions. Competitive nature, influenced heavily by his father, Fred Trump. Communication style. Trump prefers simple, direct language, repetition of key messages, emotional appeal over technical detail. This made his speeches highly effective for mass audiences. Use of media and technology. Trump revolutionized how politicians use media. Social media power. His use of Twitter allowed him to speak directly to millions, bypass traditional media, control narratives instantly. Television influence. His experience from The Apprentice gave him strong on-camera presence, understanding of audience psychology, branding expertise. Relationship with supporters. Trump built one of the most loyal political bases in modern history. Why supporters follow him. He speaks in a relatable way, positions himself as an outsider, promises to challenge elites. Many supporters see him not just as a politician, but as a symbol of resistance against the system. Criticism and opposition. Trump also faced strong opposition. Critics argue his rhetoric is divisive, policies are controversial, leadership style breaks traditions. Political divide. Became more polarized during and after his presidency, with sharp divisions between supporters and critics. Global impact. Trump's presidency affected global politics significantly. Allies and partnerships, strong ties with Narendra Modi, close relationship with Benjamin Netanyahu. Strategic rivals, trade conflicts with China, complex relations with Russia. Diplomatic style. Trump preferred personal meetings, direct negotiation, breaking traditional diplomatic norms. Economic legacy. Trump's economic record is widely debated. Positive views, job growth before the pandemic, business-friendly policies, tax reductions. Negative views. Increased national debt, economic instability during crises, handling of crisis situations, COVID-19 pandemic. The COVID-19 crisis was one of the biggest challenges. Supporters say he acted quickly with travel restrictions. Critics say response lacked coordination. This event heavily influenced public opinion. Personal life and family influence. Trump's family plays a major role in his life and career. Key family members: Melania Trump, wife, Ivanka Trump, daughter and advisor. Son, Eric Trump. Son, many family members were actively involved in his business and political activities. Business empire after presidency. Even after leaving office, Trump remained connected to the Trump Organization. Focus areas: real estate, golf resorts, branding deals. His business empire continues to operate globally. Influence on the Republican Party. Trump reshaped the Republican Party. Changes: shift toward populism, stronger focus on nationalism, increased grassroots engagement. Many candidates now follow his style and messaging. Potential political comebacks. Trump has remained active and has hinted at future political ambitions. Possibilities: running again for president, acting as a key political influencer, supporting future leaders. His presence continues to shape U.S. elections. Cultural and media legacy. Trump's influence goes beyond politics. Impact areas: news media cycles, social media trends, public discourse. He changed how leaders interact with the public in the digital age. Lessons from Trump's journey. Whether one supports or opposes him, Trump's life offers important lessons. Key takeaways: branding can be powerful. Communication matters more than complexity. Risk can lead to major success or failure. Historical significance. Historians often compare Trump to other unconventional leaders due to his outsider status, his media-driven rise, his disruptive policies. His presidency will be studied for decades. The future of Trump's legacy. Trump's long-term legacy is still evolving. It will depend on future elections, historical analysis, public perception over time. Final conclusion: so far, the story of Donald Trump is one of the most unusual in modern history. From a disciplined military academy student to a bold businessman to a global celebrity to President of the United States. Opening scene: the making of a personality. Scene setting: Queens, New York, late 1950s. A young boy walks through a construction site, watching buildings rise. That boy is Donald Trump. His father, Fred Trump, stands beside him and says, "You have to be a killer. You have to be the best." This philosophy would shape Trump's entire life. The Manhattan Dream. Scene transition: 1970s. New York City is struggling with crime, bankruptcy, and decline. While others see risk, Trump sees opportunity. He steps into Manhattan real estate, a bold move that even experienced investors avoided. Key moment: the redevelopment of the Commodore Hotel becomes his breakthrough. Cinematic dialogue reimagined: "If I can fix this, I can fix anything." This project launches him into the elite world of New York business. The rise of a brand. Scene: 1980s Manhattan. Gold interiors, cameras flashing. The opening of Trump Tower. Trump becomes not just a businessman but a celebrity entrepreneur. His name becomes more valuable than the buildings themselves. He turns Trump into a symbol of wealth, luxury, power. Fall and financial crisis. Scene tone changes. Early 1990s. Headlines read, "Trump in debt. The empire shakes." Reality. Projects like Trump Taj Mahal face financial trouble. This is the moment many thought his career was over. But instead, Trump negotiates, restructures, and survives. Lesson scene: sometimes survival is the greatest victory. Reinvention through media. Scene shift: 2004, television studios. Trump enters a new world. Reality TV. The breakthrough. The Apprentice. Millions watch as he says, "You're fired." Impact. Reinvents his image. Reaches global audiences. Strengthens his personal brand. The political gamble. Scene: June 2015. Escalator inside Trump Tower. Trump descends and announces his presidential run. Many laugh. Critics dismiss him. But something changes. Crowds grow. Media attention explodes. Narration: what started as a gamble becomes a movement. The Battle for America 2016 election. Scene: rallies across the country. Trump versus Hillary Clinton. Strategy: focus on forgotten voters. Challenge political norms. Use bold messaging. Climax scene: election night. Shock across the world. Inside the White House. Scene: January 2017, Washington, D.C. Trump takes the oath of office. Narration: an outsider now leads the most powerful nation on earth. Power and controversy. Key themes: immigration restrictions, trade battles with China, direct diplomacy. Historic meeting. Trump meets Kim Jong-un, a moment once thought impossible. Crisis and challenge. Scene: 2020, a global pandemic spreads. The COVID-19 crisis hits. Narration: every decision is now under scrutiny. The world watches. The election that changed everything. Trump faces Joe Biden. The nation is divided. Result: Trump loses, but refuses to accept the outcome. Scene: January 6 Capitol attack, a day that shocks the world. Impact: second impeachment, global criticism, lasting political consequences. The comeback narrative. Scene: post-2021, Trump returns to rallies, crowds still gather. Narration: few political figures maintain influence after leaving power. Trump does. Leadership analysis deep dive. Trump's leadership style can be broken into three pillars. Branding power. He treats politics like marketing. Emotional connection. Speaks directly to people's frustrations. Disruption. Breaks traditional rules to gain attention. Global perspective. World leaders react differently to Trump. Strong relations. Narendra Modi, Benjamin Netanyahu. Tensions. China, Iran. The Trump era's lasting impact. Trump changed. Political language, campaign strategies, media engagement. Future politicians now follow many of his methods. Final cinematic reflection. Scene: a spotlight. A lone figure walking across a stage. That figure is Donald Trump. Narration: loved by millions, criticized by millions more. A man who redefined business, media, politics, the legal battles, and post-presidential reality. After leaving the White House in 2021, Donald Trump entered one of the most complex phases of his life. Key developments: multiple legal investigations related to business practices, cases connected to the 2020 election aftermath, financial scrutiny involving the Trump Organization. Narration: for most leaders, political life fades after office, but for Trump, it intensified. The power of influence after power. Even without holding office, Trump remained one of the most influential figures in the United States. His influence includes shaping candidate selection within the Republican Party, driving national political conversations, maintaining a massive and loyal voter base. Key insight: Trump proved that political power is not limited to official positions. The 2024 and future political landscape. Trump's continued presence raised one major question: will he return to power? Political possibilities: running again for president, acting as a kingmaker in elections, leading a long-term political movement. His role continues to shape the strategies of both Republicans and Democrats. Supporters versus critics, a divided legacy. Few leaders in modern history have created such sharply divided opinions. Supporters believe he challenged political elites, strengthened national identity, focused on economic growth. Critics believe he deepened political divisions, undermined democratic traditions, created global uncertainty. Reality: both perspectives contribute to his complex historical image. Presidents. Trump is often compared with past leaders, but he stands apart. Why he is different: first president with no prior military or political office. Strong reliance on media and branding, direct communication through Twitter. Historical position: unlike traditional presidents, Trump represents a new model of leadership in the digital age. The Trump Doctrine. Though not officially named, Trump's approach can be described as core elements: America First policy, economic nationalism, reduced reliance on international alliances, direct negotiation with global leaders. This doctrine reshaped U.S. foreign policy thinking. Lessons from Trump's life. Trump's journey offers powerful lessons, both positive and cautionary. Success lessons: branding can build global influence, confidence can open unexpected doors, persistence can overcome failure. Cautionary lessons: controversy can divide societies, leadership requires balance, public trust is fragile. Media, fame, and power. Trump blurred the lines between celebrity, business leader, political figure. Key insight: he demonstrated that in the modern world, visibility can be as powerful as authority. The global ripple effect. Trump's rise influenced politics worldwide. Effects seen in rise of populist leaders, increased use of social media in campaigns, changing voter expectations. Countries began to see leaders adopt similar communication styles. Historical evaluation. What will time say? History often judges leaders differently than their own era. For Donald Trump, future historians will likely analyze his economic policies, his communication revolution, his impact on democratic systems, his global diplomatic approach. Unanswered question: will he be remembered as a reformer, a disruptor, or both? Final cinematic ending. Scene: a large crowd, flags waving, cameras flashing. A voice echoes, "This is not the end, this is just the beginning." The camera slowly zooms out. Standing at the center is Donald Trump. Final reflection: from a young boy in Queens to the President of the United States, Trump's journey is one of ambition, risk, reinvention, controversy. He has been admired, criticized, followed, opposed, yet he has never been ignored. Ultimate conclusion: the story of Donald Trump is not just about one man, it is about a changing world. A world where media shapes reality, personality influences politics. Thank you for being part of this journey. Until next time, stay inspired, stay curious, and keep chasing your own story.